Welcome to Project 2, and in this project we're going to learn about folding plane lines. Now this is something you've probably already seen in your CAD 102 or CAD 112, and it's pretty straightforward. It's something that is a good tool that'll help you, especially when later on we get to auxiliary views, but it keeps the object true in the glass box theory. Now you all remember the glass box theory, and you're looking at on your screen here we've got this object, and if we're going to do multi-view orthographics on it, we're going to set that object right down that glass box, and then we just unfold the glass box to get the views. This folding plane will actually keep everything aligned perfectly, and we'll show you how to use that. But first let's take a look at principal dimensions. Of course we got width, depth, and height. Now in multi-view orthographics we're looking at everything in a 2D shape. Okay, we're taking a 3D object and putting it into 2D, and when you do that you're only seeing two of the principal dimensions. You're not seeing three of them at one time, you're seeing two. So it just depends on the view that you're looking at, and of course remember your front view that sits in the box has the most detail and it's oriented to what it would be in real life. So we'll just keep on rolling here. So this would be in the front view, and of course you project those lines up and it goes onto that glass box. This is sitting in that glass box, and we understand how that works. Our top view, this is on that horizontal plane. We talked about that last week. Horizontal planes, it projects straight up to that horizontal plane, and over here this is our profile plane and it projects over. Now inside of our glass box, this is the object sitting in there, just a complete look of our glass box. You all see this, and of course this is the frontal plane, this is the horizontal plane, and the right side is on our profile plane. If you look in this glass box you see a line that comes right down through here. That's our folding plane. Okay, you see this line and of course this line, that's our folding planes. Now to get this right side view, this is hinged right here, and then the little handle would be here and you pull it out. This right here, this line is hinged for a top view. We just grab the little handle and we pull it straight up and have a flat pattern. So that's how that actually works. And you see it right here as we unfold. This is the folding planes, remember that, and then here it comes open and it would look like this. Now this is our folding plane. Now before, you might have went in there and drawn orthographics, put this one on there and just basically put this one somewhere over here, put this one, and then put a miter line in there, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But this is going to help using a folding plane. The reason I say that for is like your top view to your right side, how you actually transfer that depth over. What you do is just put you a line here and a line here, your folding plane, and the distance from this point to this point would be the same as the distance from this point to this point. The distance from this point to this point would be the same as this point to this point. Alright? And that should make some sense, because on the top view you're looking at the width and your depth principal views. Over here you've got your depth, and that's what we're talking about, transferring depth over. And this would kind of maybe clear it up a little bit, and this is in your book on page 168. I want you to really focus on that. You put these little fold plane lines in here, and instead of just placing this view somewhere and placing this one and then bringing a line up and bringing a line over, put your miter line and then bring it in, we can actually at this point with that fold plane, you can go from this point to this point, D1, that's exactly the same distance. D2, that's exactly the same distance, and then D3 is exactly the same distance. Okay? And then you just hide your fold plane lines, and this is what it looks like. So really and truly, if we had a glass box and this was set inside the glass box, this thing would be projected exactly where it needed to be. And I want to show you just a little bit more here. Alright, now we're looking at this orthographic object in Autocad that I've drawn up, and we're going to see a few things. Now, what I did, I want to just delete these off real quick, these numbers or dimensions. Look, I just randomly put a fold plane, just come up above it where it looks pretty neat, put you a fold plane, and then put you a fold plane before you even start putting these in, these views. Hit your linear. I'm going to show you dimension and make this pretty basic number, a good standard number. That's whatever looks good. 1 inch right there is off this. And inside the top view, of course this is on the horizontal plane, you're seeing depth, right, in this direction. You're seeing width in this direction. So to get the right side is height and depth, but to transfer that depth, I always use a miter line. So what you do is you come over here and then you project your depth. So from here to here should be the same thing from here to here. Okay? This is where that folding plane line comes in pretty handy, and especially when we get into orthographics. Now I want to show you something. I'm just going to take in and move this thing. And a lot of you are probably taught, and it's totally fine, is to just, when you ask your teacher, where do we start these top views and right side views away from the front view? Always draw your front view first, and then draw your other views, top, front, right side, or top and right side. But this was okay. You could actually just put that line straight off of that, and then put this line straight over, and then put you a 45-degree miter line in, right? And then everything would hit that and come down, and your views would be perfect. I mean, everything will be lined up. Everything will be exactly to scale and to shape. However, if you want to be accurate with the glass box theory, these have to be projected according to the size of that glass box. Okay? So this right here, inside this plane, this is the glass box for the front, and the top and right side go along with it. So we need to make this right side view correct. We need to bring it over 1 inch and start it, just like how we done this one. You all see that? 1 inch up. I would just recommend offset 1 inch off that fold plane. And what I want to do is I want to bring this right side view over 1 inch to where it's exactly 1 inch, because we're working in depth. Okay? So I want to move it, and you're going to see something. You see this miter line coming right off that fold plane? You're going to see something right here. And I want to bring it over 1 inch. Or actually, I can just come over and just touch it. Check that out. Y'all see that? That miter line that I had with this one over that was offset, when I brought it over 1 inch, it all lines right up. So that's what I'm saying. If you use this fold plane line method, I'm going to delete some of this out. It works so nice whenever you're doing auxiliaries, and it'll make more sense when we get to that here in the near future. But now you can see from there to there is 1 inch. And you're going to see from there to there, just real quick, is 4.87. From there to there is 4.87. And you can actually draw, top side or the right side. As long as you got one of them, you can draw the other one by using this method, just by gathering those dimensions and putting it over here. Okay? I do recommend using the miter line. I think it's so much easier to do that. But to be able to understand the fold plane whenever we get advanced into auxiliaries, it makes more sense. But for project 2, what I want you to do is draw. You've got 2 different drawings. You're going to draw top, front, right side. Make sure you put it in a title box and border and that whole 9 yards. Go ahead and do that for me. You don't have to dimension this. Only dimensions I want to see this fold plane line in it, and I want to see between the depth. I want to see the depth dimensions of everything from there to there, just everything that is transferred in depth. I want the dimension for, and save that and place it into a PDF file, which if you've forgotten how to take a DWG and be able to transfer it to PDF, actually my video and lectures, I have that video on there to show you how to do that. So good luck. If you got any questions, please email me.